Hey, Skywalkers! Welcome back to Today in Star Wars History.
It's your daily Star Wars history lesson.
On this day, September 27th, in 1939 and 1947, well, we have to say happy birthday to two Rebel pilots from Star Wars A New Hope.
That's why we're wearing our Rebel pilot gear. Woo!
Now, we gotta say happy birthday to Garrick Hagon, who played Biggs Darklighter in Star Wars, and he's gonna be turning 82 years old.
Wow. Awesome. And we also have to say happy birthday to Denis Lawson, who plays Wedge Antilles. And let's see, he was born in 1947, which makes him 74 years old.
God, that's some good math.
Thank you.
Now, many of you remember Biggs Darklighter, or maybe you don't. He was Luke's friend who was cut out of the original theatrical cut of Star Wars back in 1977. But in 1997, with the special edition, Lucas added him back in. We didn't get the Tosche Station scene where Luke rushes to Tosche Station to tell all of his friends about the space battle that happened. However, we did get the scene where Luke and Biggs meet up right before the Death Star battle, and Luke says, "Hey, boy, do I have a lot of stories to tell you."
Mm-hmm. Did he ever get to tell those stories?
He didn't.
No.
I don't want to spoil it anymore from there.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I was super excited to see that scene, though, in 1997.
Oh, yeah. Luke and Biggs had that Steve Rogers, Bucky Barnes relationship. The big brother, little brother.
Yeah, I
Where
can
you
see
get
that.
the little wimpy brother and the
Right.
big tough brother.
And he's always looking up to him and wants to do what the big brother does.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I like thinking about it that way. Nice.
Now, Garrick Hagon can also be seen in 1989's Batman. If you remember, he's the guy at the very beginning of the film. They pull a little bait and switch because you think they're going to start at the very beginning of the origins of Batman. But no, because we see Batman a few seconds later.
In a cool shot. Well, you can also hear Garrick Hagon in the video game Batman Arkham Knight. And he voiced Henry Adams, who was infected by Joker's blood and took on his characteristics.
Oh, Bats, you're so easy. Desperate to see the good in people. Especially when they're bad.
Now, Denis Lawson, he played Wedge Antilles in episode 4
Red 2, standing by.
through 6
Red leader standing by.
and episode 9. I still remember seeing Denis Lawson's cameo in the Rise of Skywalker, and when the audience saw Wedge, it's like, oh, there's Wedge! Wedge is back!
Well, what's funny is when I was watching it for the first time, you know, you're watching a movie for the first time, it's a little overwhelming, right? And I saw Wedge right there on screen, and I was like, yay, I cheered! But I thought it was Anthony Daniels I was looking at.
You know what?
And if you look at them, if you see them side by side, they look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So when Richard, I think you were talking afterwards in our debriefing, you were talking about, oh, and Wedge was there. I'm like, wait, Wedge? Where was Wedge? And you were like, oh, the car, you know, the Falcon. And I'm like, that wasn't Anthony Daniels? So I was cheering for an entirely different reason.
Well, Anthony Daniels has been making cameos in the Star Wars films.
That's why I was, yeah.
Why not throw him in the gun port of the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
But Denis Lawson did come back to the Star Wars universe before the Rise of Skywalker.
That's right. So he narrated the expanded universe audiobook, Heir to the Empire, and he got to voice his own character.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would it be too gimmicky had he appeared in the prequels next to his nephew, Ewan McGregor?
That would have been awesome.
That would
Come
have been
on.
really, really fun. Yeah, it would have been gimmicky, but is there anyone here who cares?
No.
No, that would have been one of those moments where you would have connected the original trilogy to this trilogy, because he could have been like Wedge's father at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he could have been like a Naboo pilot. He could have been a Naboo pilot.
Aww.
Yeah, and when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon come and release all of the Naboo pilots who are sitting on the ground, he could have been one of them. Oh!
so much for all of your comments so far, Skywalkers. It's been really cool. So on Mondays, we are going to read a few of your comments from the week before.
Now this one here is from Alan Sanborn. And Alan writes, "Oh, I'm loving this series so much. I can't wait to see the rest. And yes, I remember watching the making of Star Wars when it aired in 1977. I remember finding it pretty mind-blowing in terms of the special effects and filmmaking techniques. I have to admit that the release of the second season Ewoks episode strikes me as a tad less pivotal than some of your first videos, but it helps remind us of how widespread the Star Wars phenomenon is." Pivotal? I call an Ewoks episode being a pivotal moment in Star Wars history.
They were really fun.
Alan, call me. Now here's some fun insight by Rex Gordon about the Donnie and Marie episode. He writes, "This is where Lucas got the idea to make Luke and Leia brother and sister."
Oh.
Is Donnie and Marie are brother and sister? Well played, Rex. Well played.
Nice one. Meredith Duckworth wrote about the Ashley Eckstein episode. "My story is about what Ashley has done for my daughter. I took my kids down for Star Wars weekends in 2014. Sam met up with Ashley multiple times throughout our stay, and every time she greeted her like an old friend. Sam was featured as the Her Universe Fangirl of the Day Memorial Day 2015. And most recently, I convinced Sam to attend a lightsaber meetup on Batuu East for May the 4th, and after a few poses in front of the Falcon, Ashley showed up and had a sweet fashion conversation with Sam."
That's fantastic. Now, you were Fangirl of the Day way back when.
That's true. I believe that was in 2014. But that's what we love. We love these stories, you guys. Keep sharing them.
Tasha from New York says, "This is a great idea for a series."
We hope
Couldn't
so.
agree more. Yeah. Thank you, Tasha.
And Shamim Dana says, "Very cool episode. Can't wait for more." Now, if you learned something from this video or found it really fun or you just like this video series, please smash that like button.
And smash that subscribe button, too. That is what happened today in Star Wars history. We'll see you back tomorrow when we find out what happened on September 28th.
Check out skywalkingforce.com, our Patreon, because your support will unlock a ton of bonus content that you can just binge all weekend. So check it out at skywalkingforce.com.
May the rest of your day be filled with Wookiee hugs
And pixie dust.